Okay, today we're playing another one of my I wouldn't really consider it a really classic game, but it was one of my games me and my friends played a lot when it first came out. It's pretty notable for being one of the first comic book games to actually follow the plot line of a comic book. And most of these panels of the cutscene that you're going to see is actually from a comic book. They were direct reproductions of comic book panels. Not to mention, most of the music is done. The main theme that you heard there at the beginning is done by Green Jelly. The name of the song was Carnage Rolls, which I guess is a fitting song for Maximum Carnage. It was also kind of one of the first games to get like a teen rating. The first Spider-Man game to get a teen rating anyway. Well, if I ever get into it, get past this kind of long cutscene at the beginning. I always thought Shriek was hot. Right there, it looks like she has an afro. Pretty funny. No, she doesn't. But yeah, it plays pretty much like, you know, Final Fight and Streets of Rage. More like Streets of Rage than anything, because in Streets of Rage it had these moves where you could call in things and clear the screen. In this one you can call in other superheroes that will help you clear the screen. Yeah, you could call in Cloak, Black Cat, Dagger, Firestar. You can call in the other hero, Venom, or if you're playing Venom, you can call in Spider-Man, Morbius, Deathlock, Iron Fist, and Captain America. But yeah, it's the gameplay itself is, you know, pretty repetitive. You go around and beat up all these guys that do not look like thugs. And they have the weirdest stands. It's like you're beating up every guy you knew in high school. There's Billy. Beat the shit out of Billy. If you hit so many punches in a row, you'll get a power hit, which pretty much usually kills anything in about one hit. Spider-Man and Venom both, you get to play Venom later on, but they both had the same exact moves. Only instead of using webbing to grab people from far away, you use Venom's symbiote suit. And you beat so many people in a row without getting hit, you get a health, little boost of health there. You also got this move that you can do, like many early games you can do the move, but it takes off just a little bit of health every time you do it. Now, I didn't really like this game as much as like, say, Turtles in Time and Final Fight, but it's just one of those games we played a lot. kids, and you have that nostalgia factor, whole road looking at it through rose-tinted glasses. I remember being really hard too, and I'm just breezing through it. Boom! There goes that boss fight. That's actually the first time I've ever done that. It's hilarious. Easiest boss fight ever. I hate this part. Hate it, hate it, hate it. You have your spidey sense telling you which way to go, and you have to go that way to avoid getting blasted off the roof by Shriek, who is shooting those. I don't know what the hell they are. And this thing will absolutely not let you go the way you want to go half the time. I want to go that way, it's going to tell me to go that way. You could be on the edge of the freaking... the edge of the screen there, and it'll tell you to go farther, and you'll still get hit sometimes. It's like completely random. Sometimes I swing just a little bit too far, and that only complicates the damn problem. See, there's nowhere to go over there. I thought that was the edge of the top of the building, but no, there's still another level to go. Wow, that was close. God, I hate that. It's never really fun in this part. Now we're at the edge of the building. Now that I have no help left to fight the two bosses. Well, one boss. You only have to fight Doppelganger. You got Roundios. Doppelganger. See, that was easy. Ow. And meanwhile, back in the office of Daily Bugle. Hi, honey, I'm back. Can you guess who's going to help me go on the Venom hunt? Here's the clue. He's a turning sickly shade of green right before my eyes. I actually never really got into reading Spider-Man comics. I was always X-Men, Wolverine person. So I don't really know how completely accurate this is to following the Carnage storyline, but I heard it's pretty close. Unlike the follow-up, the sequel, Separation Anxiety, which is actually not based on separation anxiety at all. It's based on another storyline that the name escapes me at the moment. Malcolm, Paul, Malcolm. I know for some reason I completely disappear a few times. I don't think my recorder thing. Okay, I'm playing this off the original NES cartridge. My recorder doesn't like the little quick flashing happens every time you get hit. And I just noticed it in the editor when I was going to edit the video that you actually disappear. And it goes on like that. Steve, Andy, Champa. You named your fucking daughter Champa. Man, Spider-Man must be really a pussy if he gets knocked down by a woman's hair. Beat the shit out of Hansa. I guess they're supposed to be urban names. Sound really tough, especially with a name like Brett and Steve, Billy. Boy knocked Billy out like 10 times so far. Linda. That sounds hardcore, yo. Yeah, but the whole storyline is, you know, Carnage escapes, he wants revenge. Double smash. Yeah. And, you know, all these criminals start coming out of the woodwork, rioting the city, and Venom and Carnage have no love for each other, so Venom teams up with Spider-Man, kinda. Which is, I don't know if it's the first time Venom's ever teamed up with anybody. It was a big deal at the time, which is why it got its own video game. Teen-rated video game, for that matter. Good thing I was a teen back then. Even though I don't think I ever owned this back then. I think I only rented it back then. I remember me and Red Charlie's playing it. We'd do an alternation of playing this game and watching Mortal Kombat, the movie. I thought that movie was so good back then. Now I watch it, I'm like, what the fuck? I guess Mortal Kombat could be considered as bad as like Super Mario Brothers and the Double Dragon movie. I hate these bitches. There's not really too many thug types. There we get the obligatory fat guy boss battle. He later turns into a regular guy. It has to hurt. Just flopping back first on the concrete. He's stupid as hell and easy as hell. After you beat this one, you have to fight 2 of them. Now, I've never actually done it, but I've come close. If you beat 2 of them, you get 2 extra lives. Because if you take 1 hit from one of these guys, it automatically ends the fight and goes to a cutscene. I almost beat McDuff here. He gets me fucking from behind. Yeah, and there's the dagger and cloak summon thing you can do for Spider-Man. No cloak, he's not. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger comic was always, you know, about mythical stuff and, you know, fighting vampires and all that stuff. And here we get to fight. Now you get to fight Doppelganger again. He's a little bit tougher this time. And you get to fight Shriek. Shriek's a bitch, because if you try to melee her in too close, she'll just fly upward and hit you. Not to mention they like to get you corner trapped, like so. And they kill me. He disappeared. It's that flashing thing again. He actually hops out the window. And Carnage looks really confused. He's dancing around trying to get beside me. Danny. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you want to. Thanks again.